beautiful day, and we welcome you to another edition of Senior Citizens Forum on your darling station. How are you there? How are you doing? I know you're doing great. Elders, wherever you are, this is your program, Senior Citizens Forum. And you know the program is for you, where we highlight your joy and your plight. Whatever you're going through concerns us here on this program. And that's why we're here. And today, I have lovely, brilliant people here with me. Yeah, today on the program, we want to talk about the effectiveness of the government's welfare for the elderly in Nigeria. How effective is government's welfare for the elderly in Nigeria? That's what we want to talk about today. Why? Why are you squeezing your face? Why? Why now? Okay, don't worry. By the time you listen to them, you know that you have to relax and enjoy the program. Yes, I have Elder Olumide Ogunkoya here with me, who is the National General Secretary of Senior Citizens Association of Nigeria. He is here with me on the program. How are you, sir? And our mommy is here. Oh, ever vivacious Elder Mrs. Christiana Fagbemi. I call her Yei. I don't want to. I know now. I don't want to mention that again. Don't worry. He's here. I'm keeping it. Yes, she's here with you again. She is our mother here, and she's our mother everywhere. Mommy, we love you.
Thank you. God bless you.
Now we want to talk about, how effective, how effective is government's welfare for the elderly in Nigeria? How effective is it? Let's even know what is welfare. Let's define welfare first so that they will know.
When you talk of welfare,
good.
In the real sense,
yeah,
we are talking about taking care of the livelihood of people.
Like taking care of livelihood of people.
That is just a simple definition you can give to welfare.
Okay, mommy.
I think taking care of these basic needs of these elderly. That is what we even mean by welfare. Making sure they have a good place to lay their heads, they have good health, that is having easy access to their medical centers, getting enough funds to take care of themselves, because they have left their day-to-day salary earning. So they depend on maybe stipends from the children, from people around, and the government also should be able to do something, at least to alleviate their problems.
Thank you so much, Ma. To alleviate their problems. That's all about welfare. Okay. Now, how effective is the government's welfare?
Is there any welfare? That's the first thing we should ask ourselves. Is there any welfare at all?
No.
If you can think of any, please let me know.
Now, so no, I just want to know. Just look at the camera.
So
now.
far. No.
Look into their faces and tell them that at this particular point in time, there's nothing you can just point to and say, okay, fine, this is from the government to the elderly.
Nothing.
None. So far.
Nothing. You have even seen instances of state governors owing people, the retirees, their pensions.
Except in Lagos State.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, kudos to Lagos State government.
Except I am a retiree from the Lagos State government, and every month, I will say it honestly, I'm not a party man. My salary gets in between 25, 26, 27. Once I hear I know that it's the Lagos State government.
Is from the Lagos State government.
Nobody can take it away.
Okay.
But when you talk of, because now, like my elder just said,
yeah.
When you talk of welfare, you are talking of the housing.
Yeah.
You are talking of the medical.
Yeah.
You are talking of so many things.
Social
life. Now, answer. Has government provided any housing for the elderly? Have government provided any financial support for the elderly? Because overseas, we understand that once you're over 60, your transportation is free.
Yeah. Abroad.
Abroad,
Okay.
you collect stipend. Then your medicals too.
Yeah.
It's been taken care by government.
Yes.
What do we have here?
Mm.
What do we have here?
Why is
Nothing.
ours different in Nigeria, Mommy? Why is ours? Because just like he said nothing to point to.
That is true.
So why is
But
ours different in this climate?
I don't know, but even as a growing nation,
Yeah.
we can still update things.
Mm.
And that is why this association is in existence. We are just like a voice of the elderly in Nigeria to the government.
The senior
The Senior Citizens
Association
Association of
of Nigeria.
Nigeria. We want to be a voice of the elderly to the government.
Thank you so much, ma. So what are the things, the basic amenities that you want for the elders in Nigeria?
Looking at it, let us give kudos to the past president of Nigeria that approved a national center.
President Muhammadu Buhari.
That approved a national center at Abuja.
Mm.
But we want to tell them boldly that that is not enough.
Mm.
Because the impact of the center has not been felt in other states.
Mm.
I know they can feel it at Abuja, but outside Abuja, there is nothing.
Nothing.
Like you were asking us about what is the welfare of the elderly.
Mm.
They are already old. You cannot be a member of this association unless you are 60 years old and above. What do they want? Their food would have been decreased. So the little they want to eat will be mostly groceries, which you should buy maybe on daily basis for it not to get spoiled. And they need money. Or they should have a place where they can buy it at cheap rates, not within these exorbitant rates that Nigerian economy is going.
Now.
They need a place where they can socialize, like having recreational centers, maybe in the local governments.
Okay.
And as busy as the governments are, I think it will be easier for the government to create a ministry for them. We have ministry for the youth, we have for women, we have for the special people or the underprivileged people.
Sports,
so why can't we have ministry for the elderly?
For the elderly.
So that they will know what is really going on with them. There was a time we visited some elders at Victoria Island. Their own request was that the government should have a pathway round our roads for the elderly to walk on.
To walk on.
Instead of going out maybe on their exercises in the evenings or in the mornings. And they are not done by these napep and motorcycles. But where there are pathways, where there are pathways, they will be able to
walk safely
and go through. Everybody is coming to be an elderly if God permits. So whatever we do now, we are doing it for everybody.
Thank you. Thank you.
So the government should please look at us and give us something useful to us. We've spoken to them. We want our transport to be free. How many of them go out? Mrs. Ekemode, how many elders do you see in the buses?
Streets?
Maybe once in a while. Why can't they ride free?
Once in a while.
Our medical section, how many times do they get to the hospital and they are attended to in a jiffy?
Promptly.
Some of them, like the pensioners, they do die on the queue. And we want that to stop. What about the abuses on the elderly? If our government should give some laws, then the abuse will reduce. If you see any old woman in the up country, what they do is stone them, come and see witches. Because they have wrinkled faces. There are a lot the government can do. Now they are distributing palliatives. How many elders can go and stand for the palliatives? What have they done? They should ensure they have a ministry in all the states to take care of the elderly.
Thank you, ma'am. Ministries in all the states to take care of the elderly. That's coming from our mommy, Elder Mrs. Christiana Fagbemi. Thank you so much, ma'am. And on that note, we are going on a break. Yes, to come back later.
A Senior Citizens Forum.
Senior Citizens Forum, a special weekly program on Lagos television that addresses the joy and the various challenges of the elderly.
The children that you call in the neighborhood, maybe when you want to do something on your phone, make sure that there are people that are trustworthy in character. Even if you have grandchildren or you have children, wait for the child that you can trust.
The only way you can know whether you have hypertension or not is to measure your blood pressure.
The health policies need to be reviewed to help the senior citizens.
For its sponsorship and advert placement, please contact the LTV Marketing Department or send SMS or call 0802 328 5359 or 0801 3888 1703. Senior Citizens Forum is shown on LTV. Insurance companies, pension fund managers, healthcare providers, pharmaceutical companies, as well as telecommunications network providers are free to sponsor the program or advertise their products at moderate rates.
Yet another edition of Senior Citizens Forum on your darling station.
A Senior Citizens Forum.
Yes, welcome back to Senior Citizens Forum, and we're discussing, the impact of government in the welfare package of the elders in the society. Right now, I want to go to Elder Ogunkoya. I want him to just shed light on how because we need his own opinion now. How well do you want government, to distribute all the goodies? I mean, I won't call it poverty alleviation packages now, but the goodies to our elders.
The first thing first is for government to realize the need for a ministry for the elderly.
You're going back to the ministry again.
Presently, the elderly is under an agency, which is the National Senior Citizens Center.
That's in Abuja.
In Abuja, that I know is even under a department, or is a department or an agency under, which means the chain of command cannot allow that
easy flow.
It cannot allow it to flow down, except we want to deceive ourselves. Because from the minister in the main ministry, the junior minister in the main ministry, the permanent secretary in the main ministry, all these protocol and some other things, before it gets down, even to, what's her name, the lady there, there's nothing. So the first thing first is that let there be a ministry that will be responsible for the welfare of elders. And this ministry must be backed up by law.
Backed up by law.
They must have responsibilities. Then the next one is that ministry will now have to work on what we call our National Social Register that contains all the names, the data whatever that you want to know about any elder in any area. I understand, I cannot figure out the numbers they said they have on that register, because I understand that the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs was talking about that particular register. Recently,
Where did they get that one from?
I don't know.
Okay.
Recently, when they were talking of palliative, they were also talking about they use some money to update an already existing national register. Under the same department of Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and what have you. Now, once that is done, you update that register. And that register must come, it must be a chain reaction kind of. It must be from the bottom to the top.
Okay.
Because the closest government to the people is the local government.
Yes.
And when you go down the local government itself has what we call the CDAs. The CDCs and the CDAs. It is from this that you can actually know the total number of the elderly. It is not a list that somebody sat in Abuja and inflated. And you now say you have to work with that. The one that being issued is a failure. Whether you like it or not, it's a failure. And once a ministry is created and is backed up by law, it is given its responsibilities.
Okay.
So nobody can take away that responsibility. And every year, mind you, that ministry must have a budget.
Have a budget.
And that budget will have to take care of so many things about the senior citizens.
Yeah.
There are so many examples. Even ordinary countries, Malaysia and some other third world countries, they do it. You see, now, if you want to go from here now and enter a public bus, there's no provision for the elderly. You have to struggle with a 20-year-old boy or 30-year-old boy
to get into the bus.
To get into the bus.
Okay.
To get a seat. And because of the cultural deficiency in Nigeria, you hardly find, even in government buses, you hardly find a small boy that will stand up for an elderly person to sit down.
Cultural deficiency.
When there's a law that says, look, these are the responsibilities of government, either local, state, or federal. These are the responsibilities of government to the senior citizens. Look, senior citizen, elderly, something is not a disease.
Yes.
It is a grace.
It's a grace.
It's a grace given by God. And because that is a grace given by God, we should not abuse it.
Okay.
We should not abuse those people. We should even, because listen, presently, our president, Ahmed Bola Tinubu, is a senior citizen.
Okay.
Buhari that was there was a senior citizen. So what are we talking about? Whether you like it or not, everybody gets to that stage. It is only when you cannot die, that is when you don't become aged. You must first become aged before you die.
Before you die.
Except you die like Moke Kiriu. Without that, you cannot have a proper chain of command.
Yeah.
And you know, because of the politics in Nigeria, it becomes very difficult. So that, because if my state is being controlled by APC, federal is being controlled by PDP or Labour or whatever, there will be that acrimony between them.
That's true.
So for the thing to come down, okay, let's even use the issue of, let's look at the issue of palliative.
Okay.
It was when the federal government started shouting, I've given you people money, I've given you people money. That was when some state government started doing what they are supposed to have done. That is just a tip on the iceberg. Okay, sir,
that's when people are crying hills everywhere. That's when they start living, getting alive to their responsibilities.
Yes.
Okay, and it's not supposed to be so.
Yes.
Elderlies are respected, definitely should be respected and taken good care of. Now, Elder Fagbemi, what? Now, to round up the program, what exactly does the elderly people want? Tell them, let them know what exactly do we want at this point in time.
I've just told you.
No, you said
You want me to
you said you
repeat
want the
myself?
ministry. Yes, and he's told us how the ministry should be run. You know, telling us again that politics could be played into it. But now, as you know, as a mother, telling our government now, please, this is what we want right now. Because if we say these people, hey, they're always coming, they're always talking, they're always, what do they want? You know? So, not more to range here, what do you want?
Through Mrs. Ekemode to the government, I would
Can you
just
imagine
advise that the government should try as much as possible to have a branch of the National Center,
Okay.
the National Senior Citizen Center, in all states.
In all states.
Because what the bill said was that if they like, this is not if they like, the National Center should be in all states.
In all states.
To take care of the elderly.
Okay.
And what do we want, like I said? We want a situation where we are attended to very quickly at the hospitals, and our drugs are given to us. Not that they will just stick the papers they are holding without giving them medication.
You want free healthcare,
Free healthcare,
Free
transportation,
free housing, recreation
Sometimes.
centers. Okay.
in the local governments. So it will be very close to the elderly.
Okay.
And then the government should try as much as possible to plan to assist them financially.
Assist our
Like in
elders.
the Western world, they do go to the post office to collect some subsidies,
Stipends.
some stipend on monthly basis.
Okay.
I think when some of us were still there, we collected part of it.
Okay.
And there is no time our elderly people travel outside. They are always recognized. But in our own land here, nobody recognizes us. We have been looking for a way to meet the governors. We understand some governors pay their elderly 5,000 every month. We want to say thank you to them,
Thank you.
but we want them to do more.
Yeah.
We are not relying just on palliatives. We want something they will be able to take home that will sustain them, even where their children are no more. There are some elderly that have no kids. Instead of just being in the hut or behind their doors and they just die, only for somebody to notice them after about 4 or 5 days. Let them die happily. Let them live. They have paid their own quota to the system. Let them enjoy themselves.
Let them enjoy themselves. Thank you so much. Yes, sir.
Like she said,
What? Yes. Water.
money
Okay.
resolves all issues.
Money solves all things.
Solves all things. As an elderly, no matter what, if you don't have the cash in your hand, that is very, very important.
Okay, money.
The other thing that is important is
We should support our activities.
yes, government should ensure that they support the activities of the
To
elderly.
the elders promptly, as at when due.
As at when
Thank
Like
you so
this-
much.
1 minute, like this program, I understand it's for the elderly.
Okay.
It should be free. They should not be paying for it.
Senior Citizen Forum.
It should be
Okay.
made free by
Should be
the
made-
government.
Thank you so much. Thank
There's
you.
nothing wrong with government sponsors your program. There's
Okay.
nothing wrong.
That's another one. Well, we want to thank you so much for coming on Senior Citizens Forum
Thank you.
today. The Fagbemi, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, Pelaye Funwa. And yes, that's true. We want to thank our daddy too, that you have done well, on the program today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. We say Baba, oh, Mama, oh, Baba, oh. Koluwada Baba si. Oh yeah, Mama, oh, Baba, oh, Baba, oh, yay. Koluwada Baba si. Till next week, by the special grace of God, you can't fly. This is my program. Don't fly out. Till next week, by the special grace of God, it's bye for now. And we say we love you. Bye.
These people have worked so hard. They are the senior citizens. They are the pensioners, and they deserve their